used to love me like a sister. You used to hold me like a friend. We used to share a master bed. And we used to...
Welcome to Conscious Talk, where we're at it again, just talking consciously about day-to-day life and the things that's going on in it, how it affects us and how it might affect you, and maybe you'll get something out of this today. But this is our contribution to our society and our tribe and the people around us to be able to benefit for some of the wacky bull crap that we talk about.
I love that. I love that. And I love how she said that, things that we go through and stuff like that. So I want to share this. My daughter gave me this 3D, it's like a 3D toy. It's a snail. You see a little smile on it. Got a green box and stuff like that. When she gave it to me, it was like my universe was like something to this. Hold on to this. Do a deep dive on it. Of course I journaled and everything, and I understood what it meant. And, we had a whole nother, I want to say experience. I ain't gonna put my business out there, but had another experience where I'm like, okay, I see my path. I see, because you remember yesterday, you was like, yo, sis, because we was looking at a certain chart. We was looking at my chart, I was talking about how I had my scrotum in the 5th house, and you were like, oh, you talk about your inner child a lot, and I'm like, yeah, I do. And I sat and I thought about it, and this was another one. I was like, yeah, I do. I actually do. There's something to there. I volunteered to be a guide for people who have that, similar disconnection. As one would say, they may feel unstable or, needing that guidance. So, I volunteered for that. Just looking back at my chart and the experience that I went through, where my journey is taking me, and this snail and meaning, listening to the meanings and everything. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I talk about it because it's something there I'm supposed to contribute to. It has to start with me first, of course, but it's something there that I'm supposed to contribute. And when it comes to the colors, working with energy, and, I love to move, I love to dance, I love to play. If y'all see my birth chart, I would say I play a lot. I play a lot, but in the form of, it's fun, but it's also a form of disciplined play for me as well. I have a balance of both. And I was just sitting in deep thought with that. From yesterday till today, I've transformed into something new. We are continuously transforming, like you said, sis. And I see it. I definitely.
Yeah, it's a day-to-day thing. After me and you got off, I started listening to a podcast. Why do we take life so serious when this is exactly why we came here? We came here to explore. We came here to understand sense of self, the character that we're supposed to play. You said a lot of things that are fifth house heavy.
Yep.
Because you are heavy in your 5th house.
Yep.
Which is
pleasure, house of pleasure,
the inner child,
and
all of those things. And so it's conducive to who you are and finding out who you are and what we do in this life. But why do we take life so serious? I get it. There's all these rules and structure and things that tell us, so you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then we look down on people who do these things and get themselves in situations, not understanding that they were here to go through those experiences, to be able to for whatever reason, guide. We're here as guides, teachers. If not for other people, we're here as a guide for ourselves.
Yep.
We're here to learn, understand, because our spirit wants to know what it feels like to be in physical form. So all of these things are conducive. They may not be conducive to the people around us. What I'm sitting here saying is, don't take life so serious. And I know it's complicated to do when we're entangled in a web of distortion.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that we don't need to take seriously because it was supposed to be that way. People don't understand. So they're like, oh, I was watching a podcast today. I'm always watching a podcast.
Of course, yes, I get it.
Where the female was talking about things are about to get weird.
I've heard podcasts like that before. I've heard them say that.
She was talking about, like, you know, society and the illusions and the this and the that. But if you knew, we just came from the biggest illusion ever, the Piscean age, which is ruled by Neptune, and dreamy, and we did everything we were supposed to do. Everything that was supposed to happen in that construct happened. Whether it was good, bad, or in between, it happened.
Ooh, sis, I have something to share with you.
Go ahead.
So there's this video. Okay, look, I play a lot. Okay, let me play. My little world imagination, I find things and I play, and I can still see the perspective. There's this lady who, I guess they call her a cat whisperer or something like that. She was talking to the cat, and the cat mentioned, you know, how everything is predestined. And like you were saying, things, you know, happening because it already was supposed to happen. It was already predestined to happen. And you picked this, actually, you did. You chose this for some sort of experience, you know. And I love when it said, you know, you think there are some people who actually, you know, society would consider poor. To them, they're not, you know, in spirit they rich because they've already experienced a lifetime before or had experience like that before, where now they're at a place where they're just enjoying life and just enjoying the ride because they understand they chose this and this has already happened already. It was actually pretty cool. It goes deep into deja vu and stuff like that. So I just wanted to add that little touch in there.
No, I mean, so we have a character that we're playing. We have a script that's already written. Can you go off that path? You can. Can you manipulate that path? You can. But in order to be able to manipulate that path, you have to understand you.
Yeah.
And so when people are looking out, okay, so like these files, I don't really like to talk about them because I don't keep up with it. But I know in certain little shorts or podcasts, people bring them up. And so yesterday when I was watching this podcast, he was saying that everything that you see outside of you is something that you're already battling inside of you.
Yes, that's true.
All of us as a collective. So when we look out and we see these mass situations happen, it's because these are the battles that are within us. But we try to say that we're so good that we can't see the bad. And most people see, well, I'm not, you know, doing these things to little kids. No, you're not. But there is a battle between people's self and their inner child, especially if you're heavy fifth house and in that area, or you're looking at your parents saying that, okay, you're the reason why I'm here. You're still playing the victim. If we all project in one consciousness and that one consciousness is showing us in a bigger picture what each one of us is battling on the inside.
Human projectors, you know, have you ever had those toys where you look, it's like a little projector, you look inside and you can see like
about the kaleidoscope?
It was one like that, but I had another one. It was it's shaped like a carousel. It had Disney characters on it when I was young, and I was able to look, and then when you look inside, it's like a whole world inside of it. Yeah. And that's what that reminded me of. And I was like, human projectors, you know.
Well, I mean, think about it. We live inside of a bubble.
Yeah. And a bubble is going to reflect. So.
Exactly. And every thought and every misunderstanding, like they said, we each have a whole universe inside of us.
Yeah.
And so if you don't like what you see on the outside, instead of us complaining about it, because really, who is going to get out there and stand on a soapbox? I don't care how many YouTubers you see. Who's really going to address it? Because one, it could be stopped. If you say something that, oh no, this is going to ruffle some feathers in this mass 1% that has the top echelon of the money, you see what I'm saying? It's going to ruffle some feathers. But who's really going to get out there and say change? And even the stuff that they are talking about changing, are we as a people ready to do that? How many people is ready to stop going to the grocery stores and buying your food out of a grocery store? How many people are ready to give up some of their comforts and, this or that or the other? We complain about it, but are you willing to change it?
Shame. Talk about this all the time. By the way, I don't have a dryer anymore. So I am doing it old school with my clothes. You know how sis said, are you ready to adjust to some losses and stuff like that? I was like, well, this ain't really a loss for me. I know how to get out here, wash clothes by hand, dry clothes. So, hey, I look at that as abundance.
Yeah, I I was talking to my neighbor earlier, and I was telling him, I said, in this area I live in, you could see the people in an apartment growing their vegetables on their balconies.
That's dope.
And
Dope.
and I was like, it's smart that they do this because they probably have a limited income. And the best way to keep from overspending is over purchasing. And it means that where we can take our understanding back into our hands, our power, this like clothes. I don't, y'all see me in probably the same stuff every time we do a recording, okay? That's because I don't see paying somebody to do something that I can do on my own. So I'm in the process of creating my own clothing out of whatever it looks like. And I'm willing to wear it because I'm not willing to put the money in somebody else's hands.
That was their manifestation, sis.
Yeah, it really was. But if we're gonna complain, if there's gonna be a complaint, if you're gonna bring a problem to the table, come with a solution. If you don't like what you're seeing on the outside, remember it's a projection of all of us that's collectively coming together, showing us that we don't need one person. And this was something that I said, we don't need one person to tell all of us how to live.
Yeah.
There's no cookie cutter way of living.
It's not. That's not what your blueprint say.
No, there are some people who did come here for material.
Mm-hmm.
They want the material life. They want the glitz, the glam. But everything that glitters on the outside ain't gold. It could be fake. And we're starting to see that.
Real fake. Mm-hmm. Fake. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're starting to see that. And the only way, remember how we talked about the box being the same box but a different color. In order for us to change being in a box, we all have to decide that we're not going to give our power away. But we all have to be able to act within self to do what we know we're supposed to do completely. So when people say that we've put ourselves in a prison here on earth, that's because we did this. Not one person did this. We did this. We allowed ourselves to be manipulated because of one reason or another. We allowed this to happen because of one reason or another. But believe it or not, it was supposed to happen so we could see. So what are we waking up to? You're waking up to the next paradigm, which is the age of Aquarius, and the character you're supposed to play. If you want to change that, one, you got to understand what character you're playing.
All of that, most definitely. Do that inner work. And I've had some people tell me, you look like you got it all put together. It was like moments where, I'll be honest, sis, I didn't have it together. I didn't. I had moments where I didn't have it together, but I overcame that, and I was just like, no. At that moment, there were times where I felt like I was at my lowest, but I utilized those moments to, like you said, understand myself even further. Why am I feeling this moment? I don't like to be here. Can I transmute this energy? Yes, I can. How do I do that? Go ahead and tap in further. Face that. Go on. You said you this. You can talk the talk, but walk the walk. I'm saying? Okay, well, let me walk the walk as well. So, Yeah.
But that's because you're wired to be that way.
Yeah.
Other people are going through things and they don't look like they're going through things to somebody else.
Yeah.
We're all a reflection or a mirror or a projection of the conscious thought that we're supposed to have. And if people stop looking at other people and start looking within, then you wouldn't be worried about not saying that I don't need to worry about what somebody else is going through, but if you understand you know how to get through it because you know how you got yourself into that situation. You know how to get yourself out of the situation.
Yeah.
But you got to sit with self, and you got to do the meditation. You got to do the breath work. Those are the only two things I believe that you need to do to really tap into the consciousness that's moving around. There's other things out there, but I've weeded it down to breath work is important because breath is life, and that's your energy source. Your heart won't pump without breath. The slower the breath, the longer the life. Meditation is going to, no matter if you're just sitting there not doing anything, it's going to tap you into consciousness no matter what. Because we're just a whole bunch of cells rubbing together that make a reality that looks the way we look. And then your script. If you understand your script, which is your blueprint, your birth chart, if you understand that, then you'll understand who you are. You'll start to understand who you are. You're going to make the decisions that's written in your birth chart, whether you know you're making them or not.
Yeah,
you're going to go through the hardships that you're supposed to go through that's in your birth chart, whether you know you're going to go through them or not. The quicker you learn the lesson, the quicker you move to the next lesson. We only learn in our hardships. When things are easy, you ain't learning nothing. It's like in school. School taught you this. If you was trying or you was doing the homework and you was still failing, you was putting forth the effort to do it, you was learning something new that you didn't know. When you already knew it, it was a breeze. Homework was 5 minutes and you was outside playing. Or for some people, the millennials and older, they was either on cell phones or playing video games. For my generation, we was outside.
We was definitely outside. That wasn't until I got in like high school for me. It was a lot of
so it's hard to go against the script that's already written for us.
Yeah.
So we're complaining about who we are, but we're complaining about other people. You can't clean up somebody else's house until you clean up your own.
That's definitely true.
And everybody who say they neighbor is nasty, you just as nasty as them. You just don't see your own nastiness.
That's basically it.
It is.
Stop looking in other people's windows.
It is. Stop judging them. Because judging them brings that hardship back onto you, because that's why it says don't judge, because we are just one consciousness. Although it's 8 billion of us here, our spirit is all part of one consciousness. So spirit is say, okay, well, you're complaining about them. You must want to see what it looks like to go through that. We need to learn how to work for ourselves, and that's not building a business. That's feeding yourself. Learn how to stop relying on everybody else around you. I noticed that our culture became a culture of beggars. Mm-hmm. When things don't go our way, we whine, we beg, we make a stink about it, but we didn't change anything for ourselves. Mm-hmm. Yep. It was easy to point the finger because 300, 400 years ago, the finger said that that's how it was, and we're still bringing that into our reality. When do we release that? When do we let that go? When do we start taking accountability for ourselves? When do we start saying, well, okay, I can track the pieces and see how we took ourselves from this situation and put ourselves into this situation instead of saying, you owe me something. Don't nobody owe you nothing.
That's a big pill to swallow.
Yeah, I know. It gets me in a lot of trouble when I get up against people that want to talk that talk, and I'll be like, nah, it's not their fault no more.
Yeah. Yes.
At this point, it's your fault.
Yes.
Is it my fault? Well, if you can't see it, then I guess you're the victim. But as long as you're playing the victim, you're gonna always stay the victim.
And that's the thing, since playing victim, that shit ain't, that ain't fun.
It's not. But
I get
if
it.
we're talking,
I get it. It's needed in some instances.
I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah.
I
But
wasn't
no,
gonna say
I
that
get
at
it
all.
for some instances. So something may happen in the incident. Okay, you did blah blah. Okay, but playing the victim and not really like seeing. Okay, I'm doing this a little too much. I'm not always the victim. Just sitting with self and saying, I'm not always the victim. I am the villain sometimes too.
Yeah, we're all of it. That's why
Yeah.
when I talk about those files and people want to point fingers and this and that and other and blah 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 and da da da, we've all played the villain. We've all played the angel.
Yeah.
That's why the devil and God are one and the same in the same understanding, wisdom and knowledge. Because if you have too much knowledge with no wisdom, you can use it to hurt other people. But hold on too, with me and sis, and I'm using us as an example here because we're here.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. If something was to serve one of us and not serve the other, are you supposed to cut off your thumb so that you could serve the other person before you serve yourself? Sis ain't gonna starve just because if she got food, just because I'm all the way over here and I don't have food. You see what I'm saying? And that's anybody. Sometimes we make decisions for self that don't look good for the other person.
Remember you talked about the Thanos example, sis?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that. My daughter helped me to understand that. Because like I just be watching stuff and I just be like, this is a movie. I'm not looking that deep into it. Because it's the one time I get to let my mind just relax. But my daughter came to me and she said the villain usually is right. From their standpoint, they are right. And she's right. They don't see anything wrong with what they're doing from their standpoint because it benefits them. And Thanos thought taking out half of the world was going to provide for the other half to be able to eat.
Yeah.
Because of the hardships that he had went through in his life. Which would have been completely okay if everybody would have been on that same wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all the other people was like, but you're taking away our loved ones and this is hurting us.
Yeah.
So we don't see no benefit in it.
Yeah. They were like, hold on, player. Hold on, player. Yeah.
So the saying is, when you walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, you could truly understand. But most people would be like, nah, because what comes to the first mind is I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you would. If you was putting a crunch, you definitely would.
Sis,
you would.
When I used to get my hair done, when I was, I say like maybe like in high school, micro braids was like big in my high school time. So I would get them and I'd share with you the young lady that would do my micros. And it would always be someone else. Well, you didn't come to me. I wouldn't have done it like that. I'm like, well, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you.
We have a power complex.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to be better than the next person sitting next to us, but there's no competition. What you need to learn is be better than the person you was yesterday.
Come on now.
Meaning the person you was yesterday, you need to be better than that today.
Come on now.
And if you're continuously upgrading yourself, you don't have time to pay attention to somebody else and what they're doing.
Come on, second.
Unless you can collaborate with them.
Come on, second deacon. All right.
But we do these things because we want to feel like we're the one on top. We're all chosen. When people come out talking about, oh, I'm the chosen one because of this and that and other, we're all chosen. All of us, we're here. We're already validated. We're here. It's what you do with that to say that I fulfilled self. Because when you leave, yeah, people are going to remember you, but over time, you're going to be a brief thought in the wind. Or they're going to make up the version of you that they want. Good, bad, and everything in between.
I'm sure. All of that.
So we're self-serving. We'd like to serve the community, but we have to be self-serving. And I got to get up and wash my body before I wash somebody else's body. If I'm talking about they need to be clean, I need to be clean too.
Yes. Yes.
But how am I tell them they need to wash and I'm sitting over here funky, crossing my legs, talking about some, ooh, girl, you stink. And they looking at you like, well, I took a bath this morning. What about you?
Oh!
And you talking about some, well, yeah, I took a bath, girl, you lying. You sitting over there and green funk is coming off of you. We are these people. We are these people. Think about it. When COVID came around, all I kept hearing was it's the nasty man's disease.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody who caught COVID was nasty?
I guess it's. I guess.
But I know people who claim they're clean and they had COVID. So which one was it?
You said the math ain't mathing because it wasn't.
It ain't. And that's because of the illusional phase that we were in. We needed to be there. And the age of Aquarius is going to be weird. It's going to be quirky. It's going to be analytical. It's going to be intellectual. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to say it's going to be great. It's going to be good for the time that it lasts. But then when the construct falls down and we go into the Capricorn stage, most people are going to have something negative to say about the Aquarius phase. And then a Capricorn is going to rise up and all the Capricorns are going to be on top. And I won't be here during that time frame because this is so many years down the road, it ain't even going to be funny. But then no one person is the chosen one, unless you want to be Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, one of the high entity type people, and we don't even know if they really walk the earth.
My understanding is we possess the same energy that they possess.
That's what I'm saying.
So we are all of that within.
We are all and nothing at the same time.
What who that said that? I'm hearing that song play in my head right now.
What song?
Whitney Houston. I'm every woman. That's playing in my head right now.
Oh. No, I don't want to be every woman because there's some, like I said, there's some women that do I know that I am capable of being that woman? Yes. Do I want to go through or put my body through some of the? No. Sometimes I'd be like, it would just be easy to do, but I'm not built. I'm not wired that way. So, but I do have the capabilities of thinking that way.
Yes. Yes.
So therefore, I can't be mad at whatever somebody does.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I tell people now I don't have. You still want to be you still want to crash out sometimes when things happen, and then you have to hurry up and understand. Okay, it was just meant to happen.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, and you're like, you know what?
It's not even worth it.
At all. Like, I'm not even mad. No, I'm not mad. Trust me. I'm cool.
No, if you push me to say something, then I'll say something. But at the end of the day, like my first thought is, why the heck do we even have to go through this? We fight over material objects, material things, that when we pass away, those things stay here. Your body stays here.
It belongs here.
Most of y'all put your body in this overly expensive box with all these silk pillows and this and that and the other.
That's the physical box. There you go.
Don't put me in a box. I can't even fit in society's box neatly. So why would you put me in a box to put me in the ground? You see, but my thing is that we do these things for show. And I think more people should ask themselves, why do I need to show the next person what I have? Material. Why is it that important? What do I get out of it?
Because who cares? Yeah, this who cares? Like,
Yeah, because I'll be the one to tell you real quick. You could drive up next to me in this nice luxury car, and I might look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." But I'll be the first one to tell you, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. I don't want to. I feel like if I'm gonna have something, it's either gonna serve a purpose in some way, shape, or form for me. And I get it. Some people want the big, rich stuff that looks good for whatever purpose they want it for. Me, I want it for other things.
Oh, sis, your facial expression. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So, sis,
yes, love.
We got to get our people to understand it's not about the person sitting next to you. It's about the person that's sitting inside of you.
Yes. And which is why I tell my story, and I utilize our videos, sis, to also look at me as a mirror. I got to the point where I can sit and just hear people say, this is what life is like for me on the outside looking in. So I'm looking at my house on the outside looking in. I'm like, okay, well, that don't sound like me. Yeah, I did that. That sounds like me. But looking at our videos, I'm seeing me for me. And I'm like, okay, I see where this, that, I see this, I see that. But I understand why. I understand this. I can transmute this. I can do that. Just flow with it. I understand. I have that understanding with self. And I'm just like, I am the example because I've always been told you are the example. I'm the example for myself. I'm the example for myself. And just by me being the example for myself, I'm already giving back just by giving love and compassion and understanding. And that's it. Not being upset with one person having a different perspective than me. I love that you have a different perspective than me. Can we exchange knowledge? Share with me what you understand so I can see. Let's do that. I love stuff like that. Stuff that, makes me feel unstable. I understand that now, and I don't give my energy into that anymore. I don't. I just have nothing.
Yeah, you're dealing with me.
I just have.
You'll be mad all the time. if you got upset with people who didn't see eye to eye with you, you would be mad at me all the time because I have a different perspective.
Yeah.
And you have a different perspective. And the people in other areas have a different perspective. Yeah. Now, where I will say that if your perspective is based off of racism or, the differences that other people have and you turn your nose up to it, then you'll see more come out of me, for the simple fact is that people are people and we're all the same. It just looks different from one person's eyes to another. Like I said, the person who said COVID was the nasty man's disease also got COVID, but they swore they was clean. We're all walking contradictions to who we are for the simple fact there's only one consciousness. So we would be contradictive to the next person if we're looking at them saying, I'm not you and you're not me. We are each other with a different wiring understood. But if you understand that wiring, you could say, okay, you're right. It's a 6 and a 9 on the ground. You see the 6, I see the 9. But if we change positions now, I see the 6 and you see the 9.
And be totally okay with that.
Yeah. Stop feeding your energy to the stuff that you see that's out there that doesn't coincide with what you think your existence should be. If you don't like what's going on in the news, then don't watch it.
Turn it off. Go outside and ground. Where I'm at, the sun is pretty. Get outside, get some sunshine.
Don't watch it. If you don't like, now there are some things that are within my control, but not within my control. And that's the driving situation up here.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to bring that up.
In this area, and I get it, because sometimes I'm a maniac on the road, but I'm a I'm a conscious maniac. Let's put it like that. I'm a conscious maniac. I know how to look out for the person. I know how to use my signals and this and that and the other. So I get it that and then I do understand that when I was a very new driver that I could have been timid and scared. But one day I woke up and said, I don't want to be like that. I want to be more relaxed behind the wheel of the car when I understand. So do I understand the things that's going on? Yes. It doesn't make it easier for me because I have to get out there and do it often here.
Yeah.
Can I see where some of these people have been misguided? Yes. But then how many of them really want to learn? Because if you want to drive better, you got to do it all the time. The more you do something, the better you get at it.
Come on now, sis. I got candles waiting right now in the mall. Yeah, she's not lying.
You see? So are there some things that we have to deal with where it takes a little bit more time to sit and understand and put yourself back in that place of, yes, it does. The parents who have young kids, you have to put your headspace back into their age, back into their age when you were their age and understand and stop telling them, well, times are different now. Times are different, but it's the same narrative that's going on. Bullies was bullies when I was a kid. They're bullies now.
From one generation to another.
Yeah,
that's it.
They were bullies when I was a kid. We just didn't call them bullies. We didn't whine about it. We were sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. We had parents who told us if they hit you first, you hit them back. You see, and now we're telling our kids, violence isn't the answer. Get it? But if you're telling your child that violence isn't the answer, and your child is coming to you telling you that somebody is bothering them, you are the parent that needs to go up to the school and find out how to deal with it.
Right, that's little you too.
But usually bullies are raised by bullies.
Yep.
So they're being bullied somewhere at home. And if we start to track the cycles, we'll see have I been a bully? Yep. I bullied some people. You've been the bully. You've been the good guy. You've been the bad guy. You've been it all. And once you can see those versions of you, you know how to maneuver through those versions. I'll tell people because I had a friend while I was in Texas, and she was like, sis, she was like, and she called me sis too.
Okay.
She was like, sis, she was like, I see you as a good person. I said, that's the mask that you get to see when I'm around you. There's no reason for me to be any different.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm not always good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I said I can be evil.
I know that I can for sure. I've seen it. I've seen me. Okay.
Yes.
I was telling myself one day, you know how people say you have like this dragon energy, or I've been told that before. And I was like, I sat back one moment. I said, I remember a time when my thought went to that energy where I just became this beast. I remember that.
So I take that as a demon. I take wisdom as dragons and serpents, but everybody else say that they're negative beings. Serpents and dragons, in my understanding, for me, are wisdom.
Yeah.
Abundance of wisdom. But have I been the person with the black eyes that went completely black and the horns? I'll tell people, you're going to make my horns come out.
Oh yeah, we all got it.
But that's because I can recognize it.
And in the cartoons, how they had the angel here and
So before you go on, that's also a thing in Islam. Where you have the good angel and the bad angel, yes.
I think we talked about it before, did we?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So when you were saying that, that's the thought that I came up, because it's too easy to be like, the angel be like, oh, don't eat that donut. But the other side, like, man, if you don't eat that donut, you deserve that award. Treat yourself. He was like, oh man, I want to treat myself. Let me treat myself to this donut.
So when it comes to eating something, I'm gonna tell you in a heartbeat, I don't deprive myself of what I want. It just doesn't happen. But I'm not a person who fits into the societal norms either. I never really wanted to be skinny, even when I was little. When I was a little girl, I used to stand in the car and look at my reflection as a thick chick.
Okay, now manifesting.
And all during that time frame, early, mid 80s, late 80s, 90s, I looked like I could, like the models, but it wasn't because that's who I want. I was just skinny. But I would stand in the daggone reflection of the car and watch my body bow out and be like, "Ooh, look at me, look at me, look at me." Yeah. And so I never really fit the societal norms. And when people be like, "Ooh, this is this and this is that," and I'm looking at it like, why is it all that? Y'all following the crowd. And I understand we do in some areas, we don't in other areas, but people have to wake up and understand that everything that happens around us happens for the reason that it's supposed to happen. Can we stop it? We can. But before we can stop what's going on out there, we have to be able to control what's going on in here. And we all go through hardships. Just because somebody got a lot of money don't mean that hardships ain't slapping them upside the head like it's slapping the poor people upside the head.
Just looks different.
It's just very different.
That's
rich people got rich people problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But poor people only got poor people problems because they're trying to make themselves look rich. I'm not lying.
You're not. You're not at all. I'm getting the visuals of seeing the little houses that looks like a shack, but you see like a nice Mercedes on rims in the driveway or something like that.
Make it sense. I've seen it. I've seen the Maserati sitting outside the house that was like cost as much as the Maserati, and nobody else in that area has something that expensive. But
yeah.
It's all for show. Why are we trying to show off for who? I mean, I understood that particular situation, okay? Because sometimes people overcompensate and don't know that people like me, because not everybody can connect the dots. Mm-hmm. Remember the games, or you buy the book with the dots.
Yeah, the dots.
Not everybody knew how to finish the dots. You see what I'm saying? They got halfway through it, and the picture never got finished.
I love them games there.
Yes, puzzles and stuff like that. Not everybody can put the puzzle pieces in a puzzle together.
Which is why when we started, sis, I said I am in one of my down-to-earth, claritative moments. This is another form of me. I'm sitting outside and I just listen to the wind. I'm mentally, intellectually putting the puzzle pieces together. So, yeah, I love it, sis. I love it. That's how I understand my astral, my blueprint. If you see, like I say, I play a lot. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fifth house. Do I have my book with me? Yes, right here. Let's talk about the fifth house, because you are fifth house heavy. Yes, I am.
And it's very, do you have Saturn in the fifth house as well?
Yes, I do.
So Saturn's in your fifth house.
Yes.
So you're structured in your fifth house.
Yes.
And that's the house of children, love affairs, not marriage, recreation, hobbies, and sports. Drama, desires to express one's feelings.
And also arts and stuff as well.
Yeah, recreation, hobbies, and sports.
Okay.
And then the drama is desire to express one's feelings. So you have a deep desire to express your feelings.
And I love to do it through my art. It brings me so much of this peacefulness that I'm in.
The fifth house is a house of passion, creativity, and romance. This house shows your passions, hobbies, things you like to do simply because you love to do them. Rules children, pay, and your inner child. House of passion and romance, love affairs, flings, and short-lived romantic relationships can be shown here. Shows your attitude towards children as well as your inner child. As well as, do you allow yourself to play, experience joy, engage in your passions? Rules entertainment, entrepreneurs, actors, politicians. It's spontaneity, joy versus criticism and repression. It's a succeedant house. It's a house of life.
Read me like a book, sis.
Of course, you're heavy there with Saturn being there.
I have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Mars, Venus, and Mercury.
So all of your outer planets are there. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. That was your generation. Your generation is fifth house heavy.
I can see it. I can see it even when I'm on, like, when I do get on social media, the people that I connect with, we're all in the same. So can see
your generation is fifth house heavy.
And then my Mars, Venus, and Mercury is there too, sis.
I'm sorry, got a distraction. Let this. You know what? I'll deal with this afterwards. It's not that important.
It's all good, sis.
Yeah, your generation, because your generational planets are Neptune, Uranus, Saturn. Those are your social planets.
Pluto is
because remember your personal planets is your ascendant, Mercury, Mars,
Venus,
Sun, Moon. I said them out of order, but
yeah, you said them all, though, sis.
But those are your personal planets, and then the later half is your generational planets or your society planets.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Pluto was one of them, was it? The generational planets too, or no?
Pluto is an outer planet too, so it's not a personal planet. Although they still do affect parts of your personality depending on where they sit. They're still personal planets. Yeah.
Okay, that was I haven't.
Yeah, because Pluto rules Scorpio. So you'll find, like, if Scorpio is in any of your personal planets, you see what I'm saying, in your personality traits, then that'll be heavy personality there.
Well, it's in my Lilith. I know we didn't talk about this. It's in my Lilith.
The dark Lilith moon.
Yeah, and my Lilith is in my third house.
Okay.
So that's
what sign is that?
That's
Capricorn.
Right there. That is Scorpio.
Oh, you have Lilith in Scorpio. You'll have to look up. I know what my Lilith is. My Lilith has to do with my mother.
I looked it up. Some stuff. I wanted the raw understanding. Me speaking in general has a lot to do with that placement as well. But it was, I want to know the other aspects, both the lights and the darks. And I sat with myself and I was like, I remember when I used this energy. But yeah, sister, just sitting in these moments and just having those deep thoughts where I can just sit and just enjoy. And it's so peaceful when you find and have your peace. And boundaries was another thing too that I had to learn. And I had wasp in my room for quite some time. Remember how we were talking about we want to get to wasp, make like necklaces and stuff like that. And I remember one rising, I was like, I'm going to find a wasp that's going to, sacrifice itself for me to wear as a pendulum. And I'll make it. And I actually did. I found one and it's laying in my room and, sitting with it. And I was like, okay, this is something where it's telling me boundaries that I needed to continue to build. And like I said, the experience that I had recently, understanding, how, let me not say how.
Why not?
Ensuring that I enforce boundaries and be okay with enforcing my boundaries. That was my thing. I do have boundaries and it's okay to enforce them no matter who it is. because I used to have, this is, like I said, this is my family, I don't want to do this, or this is my friend and I don't want to do that. And because of that, I wouldn't have my boundaries solid, and I had to, come up out of that. Sis. So that's another thing that I'm transforming into.
Okay.
They are real big. Seen a couple ladybugs too as well.
So you're heavy in the 5th house. I'm trying to see, what do I have in my 5th house? I know most of my stuff sits in the 9th house. Your 5th house is Capricorn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to see. Give me a minute.
You good, sis. Hey, buddy.
I think my Pluto. Yeah. Pluto and my South node. No, my North node. My bad. I always get them mixed up. Pluto and my North node sit in my 5th house, which is Libra, but nothing extravagant. All my stuff sits in the 9th house.
And what's the 9th house again?
For me, or what is the actual house itself?
The actual house itself.
The 9th house of wisdom and travel, shows our belief systems, morals, ethical codes, life philosophies, and religious affiliations, the belief that frame our reality. Bigger picture, broader perspective on life. This house shows the wisdom we gain through experiences. The house of teachers, higher education, gurus, religious figures, our attitudes toward and experiences with long distance travel and people from foreign countries, i.e. people from different backgrounds, cultures, etc., are shown in this house. It's the house of publishing and teaching. It's a cadent house. It's a house of life.
Yeah, Taurus.
And that house for me is in Aquarius.
Yeah, I have Taurus for that one for me.
Yeah, this one is ruled. This one's in Aquarius for me, but the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter. Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for both of us so that people can get a good understanding of where we're coming from when we speak. I do speak a lot about a lot of religious things. I don't know if I speak a lot about my travels, but I've traveled the world. I would like to travel the world some more, but I do like culture. I do like other people's culture. I like other people's food, meaning other cultural foods. I definitely do delve in a lot of religious understandings and philosophies and stuff like that. At one point, there was a time where I wanted to be a philosopher, and I talked myself out of it.
We talked about that. Yeah, we did.
I talked myself out of it because I think each one of us has our own philosophy when it comes to life. We should learn to be our own true person first, and then if there's something that we want to learn that's not wired within us, we can pull it out of the cosmos, or we can learn from other people. And those are the things that, we can do in this life. Learn to be a better version of yourself every day instead of trying to show off for other people. We're all on a stage, and we are all the sun, which is the beaming light in our life on our stage. Everybody else is just a backdrop.
I just said that to my cousin. I was like, everyone is the supporting role in my universe. Everyone is the supporting role in your universe.
Yep.
Yeah. Just talk about that.
Yeah.
Mining.
So we got to learn to, it's easy to pluck away the differences and say, oh, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right. But when you get ready to do that, make sure that when you're plucking away at somebody else, you're finding that disturbance within yourself.
Don't have to sit with that. And do your best too, because a lot of this, it be still emotion attached to it. And if it's emotion attached, that's an area you need to tap into to pull that root out, like you said. It'll
Or you might be an emotional person,
yeah,
and you might have to be emotional about it,
yeah.
but be emotional about it with yourself instead of being emotional about it with other people.
It's all a part of the process, love.
Because you are the only person who can fix you for you.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. And until then, family, find your life and then fix your crown, family. Peace.
We were disco dancing.